Welcome to the Past in Pictures channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Heinrich Himmler and Sagardia Ramos visit cells in Barcelona designed by Alphonse Lorenzich on October 23, 1940, used by the NKVD to cause strong psychological discomfort in detainees. This practice showed the use of art in political control, reflecting the harshness of authoritarian governments during World War II. Betty Page became a pop culture icon in the 1950s, especially in 1954, when her image represented a new standard of beauty and sensuality. Her popularity influenced fashion, helping popularize the bikini and vintage styles, while also opening the way for women's freedom and the Cultural Revolution. A boy sitting among the remains of buildings illustrates the strong impact of World War II, which by the end of 1945 had left large-scale human losses and deeply damaged cities. The destruction caused by air attacks shaped post-war reconstruction in Europe and around the world. Soldiers faced long operations in World War I, whose end in 1918 marked a drastic transformation in global geopolitics. The conflict caused large-scale human losses and created the need for new peace agreements, deeply influencing international relations in the 20th century. The Finnish strategy of camouflaging roads during World War II appeared in the context of the invasion by the Soviet Union, which began in June 1941. This method blocked enemy observation and protected troop movement. Such care was crucial for defense against the Soviet offensive. Viet Minh soldiers celebrate the capture of a French fortress, a milestone of the Indochina War, in 1949. This victory signaled the strengthening of the movement against colonialism, leading to Vietnam's independence and the end of French rule in the region. The episode affected the global geopolitical landscape. Lo Man Hoon, only 12 years old, became Vietnam's youngest photojournalist on February 18, 1968, in South Vietnam during the Vietnam War. His early work highlighted the importance of visual records in conflicts, influencing global perception of the conflict and war journalism. Kenneth Warwick and Frank Grell left the Fort Dodge jail on August 8, 1945, using tools hidden in cakes and watermelon, showing ingenuity on the eve of the end of World War II. The episode occurred during a moment of major internal tensions in the United States, reflecting the social complexity of the time. Instruction on firearm safety at a rural Indiana school in 1956 reflects the post-World War II context when gun ownership was common in the United States. This teaching aimed to prevent accidents, showing the importance of education in reducing risks in rural communities. Women detained on Roosevelt Island in New York take part in shooting training in 1932, reflecting the climate of insecurity during the Great Depression. This preparation showed the search for protection and internal control in institutions during a period marked by strong social and economic pressures. Billy Clanton, Tom McClory, and Frank McClory were part of the episode of October 26, 1881, on the streets of Tombstone, known as the gunfight at the OK Corral. This event symbolizes the peak of Old West disputes, marking the clash between local authorities and criminal groups that shaped American history. The expedition led by General George Crook in 1876 marks a crucial moment in the Indian Wars of the United States, especially during the Starvation March toward the Black Hills. This military movement had a direct impact on native resistance to colonial expansion, intensifying conflicts and territorial rearrangements in the region. Annie Edson Taylor became famous in 1901 by becoming the first person to survive a plunge over Niagara Falls. Her boldness marked a milestone in the history of extreme challenges, sparking interest in daring adventures and inspiring later attempts at impressive crossings that still draw crowds today. The banking crisis of 1933 in the United States, marked by the so-called run on banks, led many account holders to withdraw their savings out of fear that financial institutions would fail. The American Union Bank offered 4% interest on savings accounts to attract deposits. The 1966 photograph reveals the face of a hockey goalie before the use of masks, highlighting a decisive moment in the sport's evolution. This period marked the beginning of changes in protective equipment driven by incidents during games and growing professionalization. Tenant farmer families faced strong social vulnerability in the United States in 1936, reflecting the effects of the Great Depression that began in 1929. Lack of work and the agricultural crisis forced many to leave their homes, increasing social instability and pushing political changes in the country. Sophia Loren and Jane Mansfield met in 1957, a memorable moment in classic cinema that symbolized Hollywood glamour in the 1950s. This meeting highlighted the growing popularity of Italian actresses on the international stage, influencing pop culture and the entertainment industry. World War II soldiers load a jeep onto an airplane, a common action in air logistics operations between 1939 and 1945. The use of jeeps strengthened the quick mobility of Allied troops, contributing to victory against the Axis and to advances across multiple fronts. This strategy was crucial. The reunion between a woman and a British soldier, celebrating the end of World War II in 1945, symbolizes relief and hope after years of devastating conflict. This victory marked the start of Reconstruction in Europe and the establishment of new political and social orders, changing the course of the 20th century. World War II veterans gathered at Arlington National Cemetery in 1951 represent the official United States tribute to participants in the conflict that reshaped the global landscape. This memorial recognizes the dedication of those who served between 1939 and 1945, becoming crucial to building national memory and strengthening the peace that followed. Actress Lauren Bacall sits at the piano while Vice President Harry S. Truman plays for American service members on February 10, 1945. This meeting takes place near the end of World War II, helping raise soldiers' morale and reflecting leaders' cultural support for the war effort. Jesse Owens, hero of the 1936 Olympic Games, arrives in London celebrating the 4 gold medals he won in Berlin, an event marked by political tension and the German government's attempt to use the Games to promote its ideology. His victory challenged racial discrimination and the authoritarian projects of the time. Joseph Goebbels, propaganda minister of the German government, appears photographed after discovering that the photographer was Jewish, showing the institutionalized anti-Semitism of the regime. This context shaped the beginning of World War II, leading to the systematic persecution of entire populations and one of the greatest humanitarian tragedies in history. The scene recalls rural daily life in Pennsylvania in 1937, a period marked by the Great Depression and its economic hardships. The presence of the hunter symbolizes traditional subsistence practices important for families in less urbanized areas. Hunting in this context helped supplement food during times of scarcity. Scams involving weight loss devices gained attention in the 1940s in English-speaking countries, exploiting false promises of quick weight loss. This type of fraud marked the beginning of stricter regulation of health products, protecting consumers from false promises in the industry. A young family in the Turkmen Soviet Socialist Republic symbolizes everyday life under the Soviet system in the 1950s, a period marked by post-World War II reconstruction and the consolidation of state control. Socialization in Turkmenistan indicated the integration of local cultures into the communist project. Swimsuit contests in Washington District of Columbia on June 25, 1921, reflected cultural changes after World War I, with the style of the 1920s revealing greater freedom for women. This event symbolizes social transformation toward modernity and women's empowerment in the post-war era. Maurice Teal, born in 1903, was a wrestler who inspired the character Shrek in his early prototype. His career in the early 20th century marked a phase when wrestlers became cultural icons, even influencing the creation of characters that remain popular across generations. A man identified as King George VI appears showing great excitement at a theme park attraction in the 1930s, a time when the world faced deep political and economic changes. His excitement highlights the British monarchy's attempt to connect more directly with the people during the Great Depression. The exhibition of the Statue of Liberty's head in Paris in 1883 marked recognition of the work of Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, which symbolizes freedom and Franco-American friendship. It came before the official opening of the statue in New York on October 28, 1886, a milestone in the history of modern democracy. The World Trade Center, under construction in New York City around 1970, symbolized the economic and urban progress of the United States. Its opening in 1973 marked an architectural milestone as it became the tallest commercial complex in the world and represented American global financial strength, influencing the skyline and international trade. Engineers pose in front of the huge Panama Canal gates in 1913, a crucial year for completing this monumental project. The opening of the canal transformed global trade by connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, greatly reducing sea travel time and boosting worldwide economic development. Ava Gardner stood out as Kitty Collins in the 1946 film The Killers, a landmark work of post-World War II film noir that influenced cinematic style and storytelling. This period marked the consolidation of the noir genre, revealing the social and psychological tensions of the time through complex characters and a dark atmosphere. The Boeing 307, introduced by Pan Am in 1940, was the first pressurized cabin airplane, allowing higher and safer flights above bad weather conditions. This technological advance represented a milestone in aviation, encouraging more comfortable and reliable commercial air travel. Construction of the Hoover Dam advanced, with concrete being poured in blocks called lifts on September 11, 1933, an engineering milestone in the United States. This vital project transformed water resource management and generated electricity for the American West, boosting the regional economy and flood control. Workers on top of the Woolworth Building in New York in 1926 represent the era of building the first modern skyscrapers, an engineering milestone. This building became a symbol of the economic power of the United States and influenced urban development around the world in the following decades. Frank Durier's victory in the first automobile race in the United States in 1895 marked the beginning of the era of motorized competitions. This event pushed the development of the auto industry, influencing American mobility and the economy in the following decades. Technological innovation was moving quickly. Nils Bohlin revolutionized vehicle safety by inventing the V-type seatbelt in 1959. A patent that was released for free use by manufacturers. This innovation greatly increased occupant protection, reducing severe incidents and saving countless lives in the decades that followed. Uno Porti, an Estonian engineer, developed the hydrocopter in 1912 in Viljandi. This pioneering invention in amphibious aviation represented a major technological advance, opening the way for vehicles able to operate in water environments and creating new possibilities for transportation and exploration. Charles S. L. Baker, an inventor, presented a new heating system in 1906 that represented a technological advance for home comfort. This innovation pushed the development of efficient residential systems, improving quality of life and influencing the construction industry in the following years. Astronaut Joseph Kerwin takes part in the first crewed Skylab mission in 1973, an important milestone in American space exploration that strengthened advances in scientific research in space and prepared the way for future orbital stations. This mission expanded knowledge about the effects of microgravity on the human body and technology. This amateur radio station from 1911 represents an important milestone in the development of wireless communication, popularizing the transmission of information among ordinary people and encouraging technological progress in the early 20th century. This innovation made greater worldwide social and communication integration possible. The use of television in cars in the 1960s illustrates technological progress and growing interest in mobile entertainment. In 1965, the device was a novelty limited to a few vehicles. This milestone showed the beginning of the car's transformation into a leisure center, a fact that influenced the development of today's multimedia systems. Early race car drivers used helmets with handwritten markings and analog cameras, like the Nikon shown, to record races. This practice expanded sports documentation and influenced the evolution of safety and technology in competitions, while also raising the sport's value in global popular culture. In the early 20th century, Topanga Canyon was an isolated area of California known for its natural landscapes and trails. In 1915, the arrival of automobiles allowed greater access and tourism development, encouraging road construction and the local economy with visitors from Los Angeles. The elegant couple on an 1886 bicycle model reveals the popularity of the penny farthing in the 19th century, a symbol of the transition to personal and urban vehicles. This advance marked the beginning of individual mobility, influencing social changes and the development of modern cities. The innovation had a deep social impact. The use of the telephone around 1900 symbolizes a milestone in modern communication, expanding the possibilities of long-distance contact between people. The desk telephone, with a fixed microphone and separate receiver, represented a crucial technological advance beginning the telecommunications era. Times Square was a vibrant cultural and commercial center in 1911, marked by the expansion of urban entertainment with theaters such as the Astor Theater. The place symbolizes the growth of the leisure industry, drawing crowds and boosting New York's economy in the early 20th century. The popular retail chain Kmart in the 1970s reflected the growth of mass consumption in the United States. With varied offers, it boosted consumer culture and access to products for the middle class, marking a significant economic and social advance in that period of American history. Tourists explore the crown of the Statue of Liberty in New York, a symbol of freedom and hope. After World War II, in 1947, the monument strengthened its role as a destination for immigrants and visitors, representing recovery and the continuity of democratic ideals in the United States. The experience is historic. The yeoman warders, known as beefeaters, are traditional guardians of the Tower of London, a symbol of English history since its construction in 1078 by William the Conqueror. Their role evolved from palace defense to heritage preservation and the conduct of royal ceremonies. This tradition strengthens British cultural identity. A painter working on the Eiffel Tower in 1953 represents the essential preservation of this Paris icon built in 1889 for the World's Fair, crucial to the modernization of metal engineering. Constant maintenance ensured the tower's durability. A man poses beside a large wine storage vessel in Kankakee, Georgia in 1881, a region famous for an ancient winemaking tradition dating back more than 8,000 years. This centuries-old cultivation is a cultural landmark, influencing local identity and Georgia's economy to this day. The photo captures that legacy. Egyptian princess and Iranian queen Fawzia Fuad, photographed around 1939, symbolizes political and dynastic alliances in the Middle East before World War II. This union highlighted the strategic importance of these monarchies, influencing regional relations and the political stability of the time. Anita Ekberg, crowned Miss Sweden in 1950, became a symbol of Italian cinema by starring in La Dolce Vita, a landmark of neo-realism. Her success reflected the cultural impact of post-war Europe, influencing fashion and cinema of those years with style and boldness. Her image defined an era. Pablo Picasso, one of the greatest names in modern art, appears in his studio between 1947 and 1948, a period when he was strengthening his innovative style and revolutionizing 20th century painting. His work influenced generations, transforming the concept of art and opening the way for new creative expressions. Ava Gardner and Alex Darcy appear at the Trocadero in 1944, a period marked by World War II, which strongly influenced cinema and culture. The meeting represents entertainment in the middle of a global conflict, highlighting the film industry as a form of resilience and escape during difficult times. Veronica Lake, an iconic star of the 1940s, became famous for her sophisticated style and the peekaboo hairstyle that influenced the fashion of the time. Her career at Paramount Pictures marked the height of Hollywood's golden age, helping strengthen classic American cinema and its cultural impact. John and Julian Lennon visited the set of the series Happy Days in the 1970s, a time when American pop culture was gaining global attention. The show, set in the 1950s, portrayed family values during a period of social change, leaving a mark on television and the collective memory of that time. The meeting of Marley, Jagger, and Tosh at the Palladium Theater in New York in 1978 marked a meaningful moment at the crossroads of rock and reggae. This collaboration represented reggae's international expansion, strengthening global recognition of this musical genre that influenced cultures and social movements. Annie Oakley stood out as an exceptional sharpshooter in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, a late 19th century cultural phenomenon that popularized the myth of the Old West. Her skill challenged gender norms, opening the way for women in traditionally male fields. The show influenced the world's imagination about the United States. The Prospector at Pikes Peak symbolizes the late 19th century gold rush, which pushed the settlement of the American West around 1900. This search for wealth encouraged the growth of communities and influenced deep economic and social changes in the region, altering its original landscape. The Fisherman's Cabin, recorded at Grand Lake, Colorado, represents rural life in the American West in 1874. A period of territorial expansion and development of isolated communities. This image reflects the importance of fishing and subsistence in remote regions during the settlement of the western United States. Men dressed in suits and ties visited taverns in New York around 1908, reflecting the urban culture of the time. This setting represented men's leisure during rapid industrialization, marking a moment when public spaces encouraged socializing and important social and political debates. Italian street musicians in London in 1877 illustrate the vibrant cultural activities of the 19th century when immigrants spread their musical traditions in industrial cities. This phenomenon contributed to urban cultural diversity and to the appreciation of popular music in public spaces of the time. The 1937 photograph shows social division in pre-war England, with elite boys wearing formal clothing and working-class children in simple outfits. This image symbolizes the inequalities that influenced social and political tensions during the period. 5 men posing in simple clothes and caps recall working-class culture of the 1960s and 1970s, a period marked by movements that valued workers and struggles for better conditions after the war. The black and white photograph reinforces the atmosphere of the time, when important social advances and labor rights emerged. The members of the Achilles Serre Ladies Fire Brigade in London in 1925 represent a significant milestone in the inclusion of women in traditionally male roles, especially firefighting. This pioneering participation expanded the debate about women's rights and their presence in the workforce. The Teddy Girls movement in 1950s Great Britain represented post-war female rebellion, with a style inspired by the Teddy Boys and the creation of a young, defiant identity. This culture brought visibility to women's leadership in British youth culture, influencing fashion. The 1920s marked major cultural changes with the rise of flappers, women who adopted one-piece swimsuits and short hair. These new styles expressed greater social freedom and expanded public leisure, including games and outdoor activities among young women. An acrobat and his son at the original Muscle Beach in 1949 portrayed the emerging fitness culture of the United States after World War II, when outdoor physical exercise became popular. This movement influenced sports habits and the appreciation of the body, shaping the global fitness industry. The practical cooking class at Chevy Chase High School in Bethesda reflected the importance of home economics education for women in the 1930s. This training aimed to prepare them for the traditional role at home, showing how the school curriculum aligned with the social values of the time. Women in a Moscow hospital feed newborns, a portrait of Soviet public health in 1957, when the state prioritized maternal and child care as a symbol of socialist progress. This focus contributed to significant advances in reducing infant mortality and promoting social well-being. A boy sells lemonade in Berlin with a portable dispenser in 1931, a period marked by the global economic crisis and political instability in the Weimar Republic. This context affected the daily life of the German population, creating unemployment and financial hardship, which encouraged informal activities for survival. Swimmers venture into the Tiber River with Hadrian's mausoleum in the background in Rome, a setting preserved since antiquity. In the 1940s, this monument symbolized the continuity of Roman history, attracting visitors and reinforcing Italian cultural heritage during World War II. Tutankhamun was a pharaoh of ancient Egypt, whose tomb revealed a game board nearly 3,000 years old. This artifact shows the importance of entertainment in Egyptian culture and helps historians understand the social and intellectual aspects of that civilization that flourished in the Nile Valley. The poster advertising dinosaur tracks for sale reflects popular interest in fossils in the 1950s, a period marked by advances in paleontology. This commercialization encouraged the study and preservation of prehistoric traces, reinforcing their scientific and cultural value. Three girls play on Fisherman's Island around 1907, a time when the Victorian era was giving way to deep social changes, especially in children's rights and education. This transition influenced customs and clothing, reflecting the modernization of the early 20th century and improved living conditions.